Hello everybody and welcome back to Archive Girls. So my main channel got suspended, so in order to get myself over the depression of that happening, I thought I would come and cheer myself up with the terrible disaster of this place. The reason why I haven't made a video on this Dwarf fortress for a while is because I've been trying desperately to get Stone Sense to work so I could look at the fortress in Stone Sense before it falls to the Hydra, but I can't get it working. It crashes every time. I've got the window to open, but then it just crashes. I think it's my trackpad doing it. I can't change Z levels to view the fortress properly, so I don't know, Z levels and trackpads are weird. You've got to kind of, scroll wheel, what am I trying to say? Basically you've got to use the scroll wheel to change Z levels in Stone Sense, but because I'm using a trackpad you have to kind of do weird gestures on it and it just seems to crash. So anyway, I thought I would come back and just watch the last remaining dwarves fall. I think I've only got one functional dwarf at the minute. Geordie Boy is at the moment overcome with terror. UK Anabolic is crippled on the floor, and the mayor is the only survivor who seems to be able to do anything, and we've got two dwarven babies and we've got one undead Hydra. So I'm gonna just cancel this job for a minute. I'm gonna try take these out of here. Actually, I think it's UK Anabolic that is overcome with terror, and Geordie Boy, which is crippled. Yeah, that'll be it. That'll be right. So maybe he'll get out of his terror. What I'm going to try and do. How do I add? W weapon. Specific weapon. I'm going to try and give him, if we have it, the adamantine sword. I don't know if they got built before the invasion. No, they didn't. God damn it. Well, steel spear, steel warhammer. No, I didn't get it. Ah, damn it. Bronze short sword. Yeah, none of these are going to do any good. I think the bronze short sword is probably the best bet. And UK Anabolic, even though you have no hope really. Let's try you with the bronze battle axe. See what weapon you've got on you. Nothing. Okay. Oh man, I keep pressing the wrong button here. Everybody's dead. Oh, Geordie Boy is dead. So we've now got two people. UK Anabolic. Pick up equipment. Okay, well, you do that. I don't know if he's going to go down the stairs towards the... Oh shit. Okay, that was the Hydra. Fighting a hen. Yeah, UK Anabolic cannot stand the sight of this Hydra. It's just terrifying him beyond belief. He's now the mayor and he's the last person left alive, so let's follow. The other mayor must have got killed. Okay, go and pick up your equipment. That's it. And that's it. That's him dead. Bitten in the head. Had his head bitten off. Managed to tear a scale off the neck of the Hydra. Then got bitten in the upper body and his liver torn apart. Foot bitten off. Yeah, you wouldn't survive that, would you? Bitten in the liver. Okay, so let's see where the Hydra goes. Probably just to kill babies. Yeah, there's a dwarf in the pit still. Snark something. An evil dwarf. I think he was part of the the civilization. There we go, look at these. There's a zombie Hydra and there's 2 dwarven babies and some goats, so I guess this is the end. One baby's crawled into the booze stockpile. Don't know what the Hydra's doing, just kind of sat there now. Maybe even the Hydra feels bad about killing babies. I don't know where it's going. Probably just to kill livestock and whatever else zombie Hydras get up to in their days off. Yep, I think it's time to abandon. Look at all the dead dwarfs in the water there. Get it over and done with. There, look. Chase that baby down. Let's have a look. Dwarven baby. Zombie Hydra claws a dwarven baby in upper left leg and a severed part sails off in an arc. Zombie Hydra bites the dwarven baby in the lower body, tearing apart the muscle and spilling his guts. Latches on firmly and shakes him around by the lower body, tearing the muscle. Shakes him around again, tears it even more. Dwarven baby gives into pain. Yep, it's not a pretty sight. Basically just ripped him in two. Let's open these doors. I don't think you can get through the doorway there. pretty much the only problem there. Kill that duck. Ustuth Atisaram, the one remaining baby. Here is your fate. Look, all the animals scatter. Oh wait, the baby has grown to become a dwarven child. Well, it looks like I've ended it. Yeah, my strength has been broken. Conquered. What a shame. Okay, so let's go back to the front. We're going to have a look at legends. I've got a few people I want to look up. See a bit more about the history of these important people. Okay, so let's have a look at a few people. Let's first look at the what was the name of that Hydra? Ataluf. Zenith matched the Cyclopean actions, the zombie Hydra. So it's been there since the beginning of civilization. It settled in the forest of stalkers. Animated by unknown forces, Zenith match was associated with strength, rebirth and muck. It certainly was true. So yeah, it kind of just marched around killing people, settled in cancer deeps. Is there any quicker way to go through this? I want to pretty much just wandered the earth, killing people and fighting people, becoming enemies of people. A few people managed to fight him and escape, but not a lot of people. Struck down. Kind of like in the years leading up to his attack on our fortress, he mostly just hung around killing elves. And maybe that's why we never got any elves visiting the fortress. And here we go, this is mid-spring of 254. He came to the fortress and basically just killed everybody. Wounded some, but they bled to death. 148 notable kills. Quite a lot of them were in our fortress, I think. And 30 other kills. Some grizzly bears, horses, crows. He just liked to kill people, I think. Wasn't prejudice. He just killed everyone. Okay, next on the list of interesting historical figures. Somebody who our dwarves seem to be obsessed with. Batow Bluereveres. Probably the most depicted person in the entire fortress. Every figurine and statue and engraving seemed to have him in it. Born in 120, so he was about 30 odd, so he wasn't even that old. I thought he was like a really historic. No, actually, that was 100 years ago. What time did the fortress start? 250? Yeah, okay. So about 100 years before. He married Mata Crowbeach. He was a farmer in Trailstills, and then became the war leader of the Virtuous Realm before settling in Sister Camp. And then he made a journey to the disemboweled Spikes and tamed the bobcats there, and returned to Sister Camp. And he had a fight with a troll. He went to the Royal Forest and tamed the grizzly bear, so he seemed to be good at taming creatures. Tamed the 2 hump camels in the Dune of Cages. And then this is what he's most well known for. And he would have been old by then, would he? When was he born? 132. So he would have been about 70 at this point. Taming the leopard. This is what everyone was obsessed with this story. Remember, because he was so old when he did it. It was kind of like, oh, he went to the cheerful desert, tamed the leopards, and then 211 he died. So that was kind of the last thing he did before he died. And he was entombed in Krushnal within the autonomous tombs. Slust sucked stench, object of faithful worship. I'm going to have a look at that one as well. I'll write that one down. Batow Bluereveres, object of worship, blah 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 blah, whatever I'm trying to say. Crow Beach, and he had a few sons and daughters here. 5, I think. 6, I can't tell. "13 children, is that right? Am I counting that right? I don't think any are still alive, but they might have had grandchildren, so there might still be relatives of him in the world. And yeah, that'll do for him. Let's have a look at someone else. Oh yes. Rush Shumlablum, Sweet Failure. This was the kobold that repeatedly tried to get into our fortress and was eventually killed. He was a stonecrafter in Silvery Mine. He was the third eldest son of Gugu Bugrageen Goose. So he had a history of stealing things, earrings mostly. They get a career thief. Even though he was a stonecrafter, he, liked to steal. Pretty much what kobolds do. Stealing. And then in 154, the human tub something happened upon him and had a fight. But Sweet Failure won, and he got away. Had another fight with some other person. He was old as well. By the time he got to our fortress, he would have been at least 120, something like that. I suppose ages of these creatures are different. They could live like 500 years for all I know. I mean, humans kept confronting him, but he had none of it. He just kept on his career of stealing crap. And you'd think he'd get bored by now. Look at all this stuff he's stolen. Anyway, let's get on to... .249. This is where he sort of ended his career for a couple of years. I think this is where he started trying to steal from our fortress and was chased away each time. That was until the year 253 when he was struck down by Omega Grape with a bronze battle axe and Eggsnacks. He managed to kill a human as well. So there we go, that's Sweet Failure. He had a long and illustrious career of stealing, but we finally finished him off. Okay, let's have a look. Historical figures. This is the one dwarf that was left in the pit. The one person we actually managed to get with our pit trap. Snang. There's a lot of them. Snang. This one, curse oranges, I think. So I'll check. Tustong, yes, that's him. He was of unknown parentage. So he's a member of the Doom of Singing, that's what I want to look up. He didn't really have any history, but I want to know why these dwarves ended up. Civilizations and other entities, let's try that. There we go, the Doom of Singing, Nagomstot. Yeah, there you go, it was a goblin civilization. The Moose Devil, Utes Vice-Menace, the poisoned rumour, became master of the Doom of Singing. So it was ruled by a Moose Devil. Yeah, I'm not sure at what point the dwarves became involved. They must have just been taken over. This has got too long a history to search through, really. Who knows? At some point in this long history, these goblins must have taken over a bunch of dwarf civilizations and made them evil somehow. I suppose if you're raised by goblins you don't know any different. Okay, so maybe this was it. In the early summer of 153, the Doom of Singing attacked the new palace of the Long Urn at Fern Mines. So I'm guessing that was a dwarven civilization. The goblin Damslow Punch Hextus led the attack. In the early summer of 253, the Doom of Singing defeated the Long Urn and placed the goblins, sub-yawned monsters, in charge of Fern Mines. The new government was called the Spiders of Ruin. In the early summer of 153, all these bodies here, I can't be reading out all the names, were added to a gruesome sculpture by the Doom of Singing. So they made a big pile of bodies, basically. And a load of bodies were impaled on acacia spears. So they just made a horrible sculpture from all the bodies and impaled a load of people on spikes. Some of them were hung from trees. So there's just a long description of tons of bodies being impaled and hung and horribly mutilated. Okay, so I guess maybe that's what happened. They became rulers of this dwarven civilization, impaled a load of bodies on spikes, probably all the dissenters. That's probably how they ended up ruling over them. And I did it again here as well. So it could have been any one of these attacks. Bodies added to a grotesque pillar. Just trying to get to the bottom of this pile so we can see if anything happened. Because after you quit the fortress mode, some time passes and yeah, so I was interested to see if that guy, what was his name, Snang something, the dwarf who was in the pit, had managed to escape or not. He didn't really tell you anything. I wonder what he's doing now. He could still be down there, but so I think a couple of months passes in time, so the world kind of moves on. Who knows? They might have taken over the fortress and be living there now. Wish this was faster to scroll. Getting to the bottom now anyway. The bleak horror os necrolashes. The shadows of fate became enemy. So 251, this is around the time of our fortress, but then no one was attacking. I think this was probably why they were busy fighting off all these people. I don't know who they were, the Gloved Group, the League of Moors. Sounded like Dwarf and a group of eggs that could be human. The League of Jesters attacked the ivory monsters of the Doom of Singing. So yeah, they were probably busy fighting off all these attacks. Coalition of Raking attacked them. Yeah, these sound like human civilizations. And here, this is where they attacked us. The Doom of Seeing It attacked the malodorous pig of the spirit communions at Eggsnacks. The goblin Alara Frozen Palm had led the attack. Well, they were still getting attacked in other places. They must have a massive civilization. This is what I say about the goblins being everywhere. Oh no, 253, this is where we fought them off and won. And it doesn't mention that. And then 254, this is where they came back and defeated us and destroyed Eggsnacks. Yep, that was that. Spear communities, this was our civilization, and it hasn't got such a long history. We were attacked by a lizard fiend. We had a few fights. This was our civilization where we came from originally. Not a whole lot of interesting stuff in there. The Jackal of Filth, so I'm guessing that was a goblin. Yeah, they got taken over by the goblins, led by the lizard fiend. But then something that was in 74. They were taken over by the goblins. They installed a new government, and then there's a big gap in history, and then in the spring of 250, this must have been when I generated the fortress, and it needed to create like a history of some kind, so it just spawned a load of, yeah, that must have been it. It must have spawned a load of people just to make the history make sense. So there was a big gap between 74 and 250, and then all of a sudden it made, oh quick, we need a civilization for these people to come from. Which is kind of strange. Yeah. So no idea where the mountain homes are, because they must have been taken over by goblins at some point. What else have we got? Human god, slust, sucked stench. The deity that occurs in the mists of the virtual realm, associated with disease and blight. That sounds like a nice. And he just spent his time cursing people to assume the form of a panther-like monster. Yeah. There we go. So there's a few people. That's a bit of history for anyone who wanted to know. Nobody really wanted to know except for me, but there we go. That's the fall of Eggsnacks. Maybe I'll have a bit of a look around in adventure mode, but I can't work that mode out. It's such a clusterfuck adventure mode at the minute. I can't seem to figure out any of the missions or anything like that. So anyway, it'd be interesting to look around the world and see if there's any like proper civilizations left, or if the whole place has just been taken over by goblins. But Anyway, that's that. Until next time. I'm not sure what game to play next. Any suggestions, let me know. Oh, yeah. Thank you for watching. This has been Eggsnacks in Dwarf Fortress. So goodbye everybody.